when the world had gone to sleep. I had 1,000 things to learn and promises to keep. I used to think the nighttime was the enemy of rest, but now I know the nighttime is the hour of the blessed. Because something holy happens when the distractions fall away, and all you have is music and the courage left to stay. The violin was playing like it understood my fight, like every single note was saying you will be alright. I am not broken even when I feel the strain. I am the girl who stayed up late and chose to carry on. I am the voice inside the deep house, singing through the dawn. Still I find my way. Still I rise in silence at the ending of the day. Still I rise in silence when the storm has had its say. Still I rise in silence, and I rise and rise and rise again. Still I rise through the fire, through the rain. Still I rise in silence, turning darkness into light. Still I rise in silence. I was always born to fight. Still I rise, still I rise, still I rise. The second hour deeper and the coffee's growing cold, but I can feel the warmth and that these pages will unfold. I think of all the battles that I fought without a sound, the ones when nobody witnessed me and nobody was around. Those private victories at 2 or 3 or 4 are the ones that built the foundation underneath the door. So every time I wanna stop, I think of her and breathe. And every time the doubt comes in, I choose again to believe. Because believing is the practice, and the practice is the song, and the song is playing now, reminding me I do belong. I have carried more than people know. I have smiled through things that broke me slow, but you were there in every silent hour. You were there inside the violin, and I am not afraid of what comes next, because She always rises. She always rises. Still I rise. Still I rise. I opened up my books again at 2:30 in the morning light. The city was so quiet and my mind was full of fight. I used to think that struggling meant that I was falling behind, but now I know the struggle is the sharpening of mind. Every question I can't answer is a door not yet unlocked. Every moment that I wanted to give up was time or clocked. So I sit inside the music and I breathe and I remain, because the violin knows something about beauty born from pain. I was lost inside the pressure of a world that moved too fast, and somewhere in the deep house, in the ache of violins, I found a kind of stillness underneath the weight of things. Worthy of the dawn, worthy of the dawn. I walked through every midnight, and I'm still here carrying on. Worthy of the dawn, worthy of the dawn. Every scar became a story, and every story made me strong. Worthy of the dawn, rising from the floor. I was never just surviving, I was always meant for more. Worthy of the dawn, worthy of the dawn. All the nights I almost crumbled were the nights I was reborn. She's worthy, she's worthy, she's worthy of the dawn. Another hour deeper and the pages start to blur, but I can feel the future in the woman I prefer. I think about the mornings when this all will make some sense, when all this sacrifice will feel like something more than dance, because the tears that fall at midnight have a purpose and a place. They wash away the voices that say I'm not good enough to face. So I keep turning pages and I keep the rhythm near, cause the dawn is always coming and the dawn will find me here. I know you see me in this room, surrounded by my doubt. I know you hear me when I whisper that I haven't figured out. So I lay it down, I lay it all to feel the overwhelm. I lay it at the altar of this I poured myself into the night again and let the hours run. I chased the understanding of a race not yet begun. My hands are tired from the reaching, and my eyes are full of weight. But something keeps me moving forward, something stronger than my fate. The music wraps around me like a second set of arms. It pulls me from the overthinking, pulls me from the storms. The violin ascending through the frequency of night is everything I cannot say, translated into life. I was glass before the pressure turned me into something real. I was cold before the music taught my broken heart to feel. And now I move through darkness like I finally understand that gold was always hiding underneath the grain of sand. Glass and gold, glass and gold. I was fragile, I was shaking, I was losing all control. Glass and gold, glass and gold. Now I'm standing in the fire and I'm finally feeling whole. Glass and gold. Somewhere in between, I became the kind of woman that I never thought I'd be. Glass and gold, glass and gold. I was broken, I was buried, but I never lost my soul. Always gold, always gold. She was always made of glass and gold. The late night and the textbook and the music bleeding through. The feeling that tomorrow holds a version that is new. I picture all the versions of the woman I will be, looking back across the struggle with a smile just for me. And she is not ashamed of all the nights she almost fell. She is grateful for the darkness and the stories she can tell, because the cracks let in the music and the music lets in grace. And grace is how you carry all the weight without a trace. I have asked the dark so many times to tell me I'll be fine, and every time the answer came disguised as discipline. And time you see me in the struggle and you meet me in the grind. You are in the violin, you are in the searching mind, because gold is not discovered in the easy or the bright. Gold is forged in pressure, gold is carved from deepest night. Glass and gold, turning, turning, she is gold. the lights on low again, because the dark feels safe tonight. I wrap myself in silence, like it's armor for the fight. These pages open wide before me, full of things I need to know. But underneath the learning, there's a seed that needs to grow. The violin speaks for her now, in the language of the soul. It fills the empty spaces, and it slowly makes her whole. So I stay inside this moment, and I let the music lead, because the sound is something beautiful. Here's all I really need. I carry every hard day like a medal on my chest. I carry every failure like a lesson from the best, and slowly I am learning that the storm was never wrong. The storm was just the making of a girl who would be strong. Echo of the brave, echo of the brave. I hear her in the music and the life that she has made. Echo of the brave, echo of the brave. She walked through every fire and she never was afraid. Echo of the brave, rising from the dark. She carried all the broken pieces deep inside her heart. Echo of the brave, echo of the brave. That girl inside the echo, she was always, always safe. She is me. She is me. She is me. The deep house holds my heartbeat when my thoughts begin to race. The violin reminds me I was made for this exact place. I wanna reach back through the years and hold her by the hand and whisper that the confusion was all part of the plan. That every unanswered question had a purpose and a role, and every single breakdown was the building of a soul. God, I know the road looked impossible from where I stood, but here I am still standing with my hands still holding on. I feel you in the frequency beneath the violin strings. I feel you in the courage that a sleepless study brings. So take my echo, take my brave, take every scar I own, and make them into something with the seeds that I have sown. light has settled heavy on the corners of my room. I am somewhere between exhaustion and the bloom of something I can feel but haven't given it a name. A quiet kind of hunger burning like a flame. The violin reminds me she was never really lost. She was just becoming something worth the pain it cost. So I breathe into the music, let it fill my hollow chest, and then surrender to the process of becoming my best. I am not the girl I was before the hard nights broke me down. I am something in between, the lost and found, rising slowly through the static, through the noise inside my head, learning how to trust the stars I haven't reached instead. Somewhere between stars I found my way. Somewhere in the dark I learned to stay. Somewhere between falling and the grace, I finally found my place. I found my place. Somewhere between stars I heard my name. Somewhere in the fire I became more than all the fear that held me back. Somewhere between stars I found the track. Somewhere between stars. Somewhere between stars. I was always more than all my scars. Somewhere between stars I found my light. Somewhere between stars I won my fight. Deep house beat beneath my feet feels like the earth is breathing, with the kind of love that doesn't need a word to be explained, the kind that holds you even when you're broken and ashamed. I used to think the late nights were a punishment I'd earned, but now I see the late nights were the places where I learned that discipline is devotion and the study is the prayer, and the music is the answer to the question in the air. Maybe God contradictions that I've never learned to name. I am soft enough to shatter and too wild to be tamed. I sit inside the stillness with a heart that won't slow down, and every word I'm studying feels like it wants to drown. But then the violin cuts through me like a knife made out of light, and suddenly the chaos starts to organize the night. I trace the margin of the page where someone else once wrote, and wonder if they felt the same sweet aching in their throat. I pour myself into the hours like I'm pouring into sand, trying hard to hold the future with my two uncertain hands. But the music wraps around me like a coat against the cold, and slowly I remember that my story isn't told. I am glass and I am fire, living inside one frame. I am falling and I'm flying and I'm never quite the same. But the melody won't leave me, it just pulls me to my feet, and I follow where it takes me to the place where broken meets glass and fire. Glass and fire, I am burning through the night and getting higher. Glass and fire, glass and fire, I was built inside the pressure of desire. Glass and fire, feel it rising. Every wound I ever carried was disguising something stronger, something braver. Glass and fire, I was always my own savior. Glass and fire, glass and fire, I am more than every limit and a liar. Glass and fire, never tired. I am glass and I am fire, I am fire. The clock is just a number when the music fills the room. The violin replaces all the panic and the gloom. I think about the mornings when I couldn't leave the bed, when every single thought inside me felt like it was lead. But something kept me moving, kept me reaching for the pen, and now I understand the why behind the how and when. The deep house holds a frequency that speaks below the mind. It reaches past the worry to the truth I couldn't find. I used to think that studying was only about the grade, but now I see it's building me from everything I made. Each difficult and sleepless night was carving out the space for something bigger, broader, something only I can face. I am glass and I am fire, living inside one frame. I am falling and I'm flying and I'm never quite the same. But the melody won't leave me, it just pulls me to my feet, and I follow where it takes me to the place where broken meets glass and fire. Glass and fire, I am burning through the night and getting higher. Glass and fire, glass and fire, I was built inside the pressure of desire. Glass and fire, feel it rising. Every wound I ever carried was disguising something stronger, something braver. Glass and fire, I was always my own savior. Glass and fire, glass and fire, I am more than every limit and a liar. Glass and fire, never tired. I am glass and I am fire, I am fire. There are nights I feel so fragile I could break without a sound. There are nights I feel so powerful I lift right off the ground. And maybe that's the miracle of being what I am. Not a finished perfect picture, but a work still underhand. God, I feel you in this music, in the frequencies and beats, in the way the violin finds me every time my courage meets the edge of what I thought I was, the border of my fear. You were always in the breakdown, you were always, always here. So I take my glass and fire and I lay it at your feet, not to lose it but to find it made complete. Because the strongest thing I've ever done was simply letting go, and trusting that the fire had somewhere it needed to go. Glass and fire. the light on low, because the dark feels more like truth. I built my world in silence, like I built it in my youth. These books become my sanctuary, music is my prayer, and somewhere in the learning I forget the weight I bear. I trace the lines of knowledge like they're answers on my skin, looking for the reason that I keep on trying again. The violin is honest when my words refuse to speak. It finds the places inside me that I never let them seek. And I sit here in the amber of a lamp that never sleeps, counting every promise that my tired body keeps. I don't need someone to tell me the road ahead is clear. I just need the music and the courage to stay here. These velvet wounds are teaching me the beauty of the scar. These velvet wounds are proof of how incredible we are. I don't have to hide them underneath the perfect face. Every broken piece of me is holding its own grace. Velvet wounds, velvet wounds, I wear them like a crown beneath the violet moon. Velvet wounds, they made me who I am inside this midnight room. Velvet wounds, soft and deep, the kind that only music reaches while I sleep. Velvet wounds, I am healing, and I am whole. Another test, another mountain. I was told I couldn't climb, but I've been climbing mountains since before I knew the time. The deep house holds my heartbeat when my heartbeat feels too loud, and the violin dissolves me like the moon dissolves a cloud. I think about the version of me standing at the start. If she had no idea how strong she was underneath the heart. I wanna go back, hold her hand, tell her she'll be fine, that every scar she's carrying will one day start to shine. The hours stack like chapters in a book I haven't read, but I am writing something beautiful instead of dread. So let the night grow longer, let the music fill the space. I am exactly where I'm meant to be in time and place. These velvet wounds are teaching me the beauty of the scar. These velvet wounds are proof of how incredible we are. I don't have to hide them underneath the perfect face. Every broken piece of me is holding its own grace. Velvet wounds, I wear them like a crown beneath the violet moon. Velvet wounds, they made me who I am inside this midnight room. Velvet wounds, soft and deep, the kind that only music reaches while I sleep. Velvet wounds, I am healing, I am God, I know you see me in this corner of the night, with my pencil and my questions and my desperate need for light. I'm not the girl who has it all together on the floor. I am just a girl who keeps on knocking at the door. And I feel you in the frequency, the bass beneath my bones. I feel you in the violin that tells me I'm not alone. So I lay my velvet wounds before you, every single one, and I trust that they mean something underneath the greater sun. Maybe suffering was never meant to simply disappear. Maybe it was always meant to make me braver here. So I breathe into the music like it's oxygen and grace, and I finally stop It's quiet in this corner of the world I built alone. The lamp is barely burning, but it's all I've ever known. I sit with all my questions like they're friends I haven't met. And somewhere in the studying I'm learning to forget the fear that used to follow me like shadow on the wall. The voice that said I wasn't good enough to give my all. But now the strings are talking, and I finally understand that every broken moment was just part of something planned. So I breathe in the dark and I let the music lead. I breathe in the silence and I give myself what I need. There's a river underneath me, pulling soft and pulling slow, and I trust it enough now just to let myself go. Still water running deep inside of me. Still water, I am more than what they see. Still water, even broken, I am free. Still water, carry me, carry me, carry me. Still water, finding every crack and broken place. Still water, turning struggle into grace. Still water, I was always in this race. Still water, carry me home. The pages blur together when the hours go too long, but I find myself inside the melody, the song. It holds the tired pieces of the girl I used to be, and slowly she is fading into someone I can see. Someone stronger, someone softer, someone learning how to stand. Someone who no longer needs to have it all in hand. The deep house beat beneath me feels like heartbeats in the ground, and I am finally rooted in the beauty that I found. So I breathe in the dark and I let the music lead. I breathe in the silence and I give myself what I need. There's a river underneath me, pulling soft and pulling slow, and I trust it enough now just to let myself go. Still water running deep inside of me. Still water, I am more than what they see. Still water, even broken, I am free. Still water, carry me, carry me, carry me. Still water, finding every crack and broken place. Still water, turning struggle into grace. Still water, I was always in this race. Still water, carry me home. I used to pray for easy, but I got something real. I used to run from feeling, but I needed what I feel. A violin is teaching me the language of the soul, that everything I'm missing was just making me whole. And maybe this is worship, sitting Standing here in all my mess, maybe growing through the chaos is the purest form of yes. So I lay it all before you, all the doubt and all the fight, and I feel the still water wash me clean inside the night. Still water, still water, running deep, running free. Carry me, still water, running deep inside of me. Still water, I am more than what they see. Still water, even broken, I am free. Still water, carry me, carry me, carry me. Still water, finding every crack and broken place. Still water, turning struggle into grace. Still water, I was always in this race. Still water, carry me home, carry me home, carry me home. Still water, I was never here alone. Still water, I was always, always known. Carry me home, carry me home. I found myself again tonight, between the chaos and the calm. These pages feel like prayers, and every word is like a song. The violin is breathing when my voice has gone too tired, and something in this rhythm keeps the part of me that's wired. The coffee's getting colder and the clock won't stop its run. I chase the end of something that I haven't yet begun. My notes look like a battlefield of things I almost knew, but every time I fall apart I still come back brand new. There's beauty in the pressure, like a diamond in the rough. The nights I thought would break me were the nights that made me tough. I whisper to the ceiling, asking why this road is long, and somehow in the quiet I can still hear something strong. I don't need to be perfect, I just need to keep my feet. I don't need to have the answers, I just need to feel complete. And the music pulls me forward when the silence pulls me back. It's the only thing that fills the space that doubt leaves in its track. I am dust and I am gold, I am broken, I am bold. Every scar that I've been given is a story to be told. I am dust and I am gold, lost inside the night, but I am finding my own soul. Dust and gold, dust and gold. I was made for more than what my fear is always told. Dust and gold, dust and gold. I rise every time the world has left me in the cold. Another chapter calling me to places I don't know. The violin reminds me that it's beautiful to grow. I used to see my struggle as a sign that I was weak, but now I hear the music and the answers that I seek. The deep bass holds my heartbeat when my heartbeat loses pace, and somehow in this frequency I finally find my place. So let the night go longer, let the study never end, because the version of me rising is the message that I send. I don't need to be perfect, I just need to keep my feet. I don't need to have the answers, I just need to feel complete. And the music pulls me forward when the silence pulls me back. It's the only thing that fills the space that doubt leaves in its track. I am dust and I am gold, I am broken, I am bold. Some nights I can't remember why I started down this road. Some nights the weight I'm carrying feels heavier than I've known. But then the strings begin to speak the words I couldn't say, and something greater than myself is holding me in place. I feel it like a current underneath my tired skin, like grace was always waiting right beneath the discipline. So I breathe and I surrender to the music every night. And I remember I was never truly out of I was always whole. Dust and gold, still rising, always whole. I'm sitting in the silence of a room that knows my name. Every page I turn feels like it's whispering through the pain. The violin is calling me to somewhere past the fear. And all I need right now is just to feel that you are here. It's 3 a.m. and I'm still chasing something I can't see. These lines and words and numbers feel like walls surrounding me. But somewhere in the tension there's a melody that stays, a quiet kind of grace that walks beside me through the haze. I close my eyes and breathe it in, let go of what I thought. The pressure fades like morning mist when silence can't be bought. I wasn't built for perfect, I was built for something true. And every time I almost break, I find my way to you. So I keep going, even when my hands are shaking low. I keep going, 'cause the violin reminds me what I know. There's something past the struggle, past the doubt inside my mind. A version of me waiting on the other side. Hollow light, fill me up tonight. I'm reaching through the dark to find the reason why I fight. Hollow light, let me feel alive. Between the books and broken dreams, I'm learning how to rise. Hollow light, hollow light. You find me every time I'm lost inside the night. Hollow light, hollow light. You are the reason that I'm still alive. figured out right now. Maybe the grace is in the trying and the questions in the how. God, I feel you in this music like a hand that pulls me through. Every note that breaks the silence feels a little bit like you. I'm not the same girl that I was when I sat down here tonight. Something shifted in the dark and now I'm walking toward the light. Spread my notes across the floor at 1:15. The whole world was already sleeping and my work was not yet done. I used to fight the silence like it had something to prove. But now the silence is the space where I begin to move. The pages blur and clear again. The hours come and go, but every line I memorize is something that I know. It's building up a future that I cannot hold today. So I trust the midnight process, and I trust the violin say. Because the music never lies about the weight of growing up. It holds the full complexity of every overflowing cup of hope and fear together, and the hunger to become the woman who looks back one day and knows where she came from. There is a light at the end of all this reaching. There is a grace inside the struggle and the learning. There is a voice inside the strings that keeps on teaching that everything you're building now is everything you're earning. Between the pages and the stars, I found a place to breathe. Between the pages and the stars, I learned what I believe. Between the pages and the stars, the violin set me free. Between the pages and the stars, I finally found me. Between the pages and the stars, I rise above the doubt. Between the pages and the stars, I know what I'm about. Between the pages and the stars, the midnight becomes day. Between the pages and the stars, I found my way. Found my way. Found my way. Between the pages and the stars, I found my way. It's almost 3 and I have read this chapter twice before, but something in the music made me open up once more. Because repetition is not failure, it is how we learn to hold the things that matter deeply until they become gold. I chose to plant my dreams deeper every time the road got rough, and now the deep house carries me through hours I can't name. And the violin is proof that beauty comes from holding flame, from letting the heat shape you without burning you to ash, from knowing that the pressure is what turns the cold to glass. chose to keep. Between the pages and the stars, she found herself still rising, still chosen. The dawn is coming. Between the pages and the stars, I found a place to breathe. Between the pages and the stars, I learned what I believe. Between the pages and the stars, the violin set me free. Between the pages and the stars, I finally found me. Between the pages and the stars, I rise above the doubt. Pages and the stars, I know what I'm about. I found myself between the pages and the stars. I found my strength between the pages and the stars. I found my God between the pages and the stars. I found my way. I found my way. I found my way between the pages and the stars. She always knew she'd find a way. Always the pages, always the stars. Always found, always whole, always home. Between the pages and the stars, she found her way. Still here, still whole, still found.